y'all. So it's been a minute, but I want to get straight into the video. As you see from my title, I'm going to be telling you how I progressed from an intern to an extern and the steps that I took in order to become an intern slash extern and what it entails. So if you like to see that, stay tuned. Alright, so I have my phone. Y'all look at that. Okay, so I have my phone because I want to stay on task and I get sidetracked and to make sure that I cover everything I wanted to cover. And so also I'm trying to catch the light. That's why I don't have a super cute background, but whatever. Alright, so the first question number 1 is, why did I want an internship? So as you know, if you don't know, the job that I have right now is working with kids, and I honestly just didn't like the way management and the program was heading. We were extremely limited on resources, and plus I just wanted to get more involved and committed into my field of nursing. I don't plan on doing, working. It's called Parks and Rec. I don't plan on working there forever. Nursing is my passion. Nursing is what I want to do. So I just want to, I'm 1 year from graduating. Actually less than 1 year if you get technical, probably like 6-7 months. Anyways, so I just wanted to get in my internship, do something that makes me happy, because where I wasn't really making me happy. Question number 2. How did I go about applying? How did I find out about it? Honestly, it's so crazy because I feel like when I'm not a super religious person, but I am spiritual, but I do, I'm a Christian, so, but I feel like God, sorry y'all, something's in my eye. I feel like God led me, or he just brought all the resources to me, like the application or what am I trying to say? Yeah, I guess the application or how to apply the job posting. That's what I'm looking for. I'm trying to make sure I'm in focus. The job posting just came literally straight to me. I was just sitting one day I still have this job, with Parks and Rec, but I just work there a little less because I'm more committed to nursing. I was sitting there and then boom, it just like came to me and just popped up. And so I applied, and some of the qualifications, you needed a letter of recommendation from a professor. For part 1, you needed a letter of recommendation. So I got one from my med-surg clinical professor. She was more than, happy to give me that letter of recommendation. That's why I say it's so vital to form relationships with your professors, because you're going to need them if you plan, for jobs, or if you want to do an internship, you will definitely need them for that. You have to upload your resume. So if you don't have a resume, which if you're a college student by now and don't have a resume, shame on you, because it's so accessible and things like that. Looking at my phone to, cover everything I want to. Another requirement here for this specific intern, and I think just in Memphis in general, maybe nationally, maybe regionally, but you have to be 1 year from graduating your accredited nursing school program. That's a requirement. So what that means, if you're 1 year, you have taken med-surg foundations. I had already taken Gero and I had already taken OB, but I think as long as you've had that med-surg clinical and completed it successfully, you can do the internship. Don't quote me on it, but that is a requirement. And if you're ever curious about, am I qualified, am I this, am I that, the only thing you have to do is look look at the job postings, the qualifications. Duh. Alright, as well as you have to have a 3.0 minimum GPA. So it's pretty achievable, but if you have below that, hey, at least you're making it through nursing. But I think that's pretty not necessarily standard, but I'm just gonna say achievable again. As well, so after I applied, got my letter of recommendations, then you had to go on SurveyMonkey and answer some questions, in essay style questions. And so you couldn't just BS them, you had to really sit and think. And plus it's an interview, so why would you want to BS your answers anyway? I hope I'm not talking too fast, y'all. After I did all that, I applied. After after about 2 to 3 weeks, I can't remember the exact time frame, but then the coordinator, the recruiter, she she emailed everybody, and then you advance to the next round. And the next round was an online interview, and then you had a panel interview. The online interview was the first online interviewing, if that makes sense, I've never heard of that. Not to the capacity where we did it, because I don't know, y'all, it was just weird. But they would give you a question, you would record yourself answering it, and that's basically what you did, which is kind of awkward. And then you sent your online interview in, and then everybody, just from different nursing departments would look at your interview. So it's like a panel online interview without you being there, because you're not live there, but they're watching your pre-recorded video. And then you had an in-person interview, which it wasn't bad, because the particular hospital that I am interning for, they make you feel so welcome, and it's honestly just a great company and corporation business to work for. So it can be nerve-wracking to sit on a panel interview, but they made you feel very, very comfortable. So hopefully all that makes sense. If you need some clarification, just drop a comment below. So while I applied for it, did the 2 interviews, resume, letter recommendation, yada yada yada. So boom, we got the email, because a few people from my nursing cohort, we had all been applying for internships because it was that time we wanted money. So we all got the interview pretty much on the same day. So once I got the internship, a few weeks later, they extended the offer. So we're paying you this much, and it's on this floor. I'm on a cardiac telemetry floor, and my externship is also on a cardiac telemetry. It's on the same floor. So that's a med-surg floor with telemetry, monitoring of the heart. So it was so freaking awesome. But I'm gonna get to that in a second. They sent over some paperwork. If you don't know about DocuSign, you definitely should look it up. I didn't have to fill out any hard copies of paperwork. Everything was online, so it was a really, really smooth process. I went to paid orientation for about 3 days, all day. So it was a great experience. So after you had filled everything out, we had a welcome luncheon. Really nice. If you've ever been to Memphis, it was at Memphis Botanical Gardens, and we met with our clinical directors over there, over our unit. And then at the end of the internship, we had another, luncheon. I think it was a breakfast first, then a luncheon. That's what it was. But all really nice, really organized, and I really enjoyed it. So about my internship, again, I was on the 4th floor, cardiac telemetry. Overall, so as an intern / extern, you can't do as much as you would do as a student. So like, as one of my professors described it, as a glorified CNA, but I never want to put down the work of a CNA or the work of a medical assistant, because they are so underrated and they do a lot. But that's, the work parameters and the scope of practice that you can practice in as a nurse, intern, extern, because as a student, you're practicing under the license of your professor. But as an intern or extern, you're there to do what your job entails, what your job descriptions entails. And as an intern, extern, you are not a registered nurse, and nor are you working under the license of your preceptor or anybody on the unit. So, but never forget, there is ways around things. You can't do anything directly to the patient, but so just think. But at the same time, don't risk you or your preceptor's license. So y'all feel me on that? So I did a lot this summer, but I never put myself at risk or put my preceptor at risk. So I worked night shift. I worked 7 to 7, but you had to be there at 6:45 p.m. and you could clock out at 7:08. So the shift was 6:45 to 7:15, and I loved it. The first couple days of night shift, I was like, because it's so different. Everybody, so the thing that you think is, oh, I stay up late all the time, 1 o'clock in the morning. But the thing is, you eventually go to sleep around anywhere from 4 to 5. But you have to stay up to 7, even after that, because you have to drive, get home, yada yada. Adjusting to working at night, it was a big change, but I end up loving it. From working a day shift and a night shift is totally different, as probably in any profession it is, but you have all the big people gone. It's much calmer. Their patients are sleeping. It's just so much, y'all, that I could say about this internship that in my experience. I wish I just, like, people leave questions, but I don't have that many subscribers. But some of my videos do blow up, so maybe I'll read some other fellow nursing students, and if you have questions or what I got to see so freaking much, got to do so freaking much. It was never predictable, and so I truly enjoyed myself. And on a closing note, I think I'm just gonna, I said closing note like I was giving a speech. But like how I'm ending this video and how I'm gonna end this video is, internships are what you make them. Again, you're not practicing under the license of your professor, so you just, you know, pretty much by yourself, so it's limited in what you can do. But you have to stay engaged. I mean, granted, I could have sat in the break room all day of my internships, which, pause, my internship, it was 7 weeks, and I worked 36 to 40 hours. Most of the time it was 36 hours a week, so full time. Anyways, back to that. Granted, I could have sat all those 7 weeks in the break room and nobody would have cared, or said anything to me. But I don't want to make that first impression as a nurse intern. Oh, that's the intern, she just sat in the break room, or that's the intern who's always on her phone. So what made me proud was, like, so I started my internship, just say June 16th, and like July 1st, my clinical director, she texted me and told me, you know, she's never had an intern this engaged and this proactive and everything. So I was extremely happy. So you just have to make sure you stay engaged as an intern. It's things you can do. You can always be a helping hand, you know, to your nurse, whether she needs vitals, if she needs something at the supply closet, she needs a bed change, those type of things, you know, you can do. And it's more help than you would ever think. I thought I was just being some kind of little pest, but my preceptor was so thankful for those small things. So I may do a part 2 video. I don't know, it just depends. If y'all want to see, like, what are some of the specific things that you got, you know, that you got to see. How was a code? I got to be in 4 different codes, and I was pretty helpful. You know, just emptying catheters. How is it to have a combative patient? Just different things that you wouldn't be able to experience in the clinical setting. I mean, you can, but you know, as a student, certain things are limited because you're only there for a certain amount of time, and you have tasks to get done for school. Because I did so well as an intern, they offered me an extern. And the good thing about getting an externship, so next May I'll graduate, but you have to wait 2 months to take your NCLEX. So until I can pass my boards, I can still work as an extern. If you're not already an extern after you graduate, you're basically jobless until you pass your board. So it's a job until I can pass my extern. So if you're going for an internship, if you're going for an internship, just make sure that you put your best foot forward, because it's essentially an on-the-job interview. And side note, you can go just go straight to an extern if you wanted to. So yeah, my externship has technically started. It started August 4th. I switched from intern to extern. But I'm going back to work next week because, as y'all know, I work another job and I haven't got to do anything fun or any type of rest this whole summer, so I just took a week off. So I'll let y'all know how my externship goes. I will be working probably a mix, but mostly days because I want to get that experience. So I'll let y'all know. Hopefully this wasn't too much, and thank you for coming back to my channel. I look good. Ooh, my skin looks nice. Okay, y'all. Bye.